Hello, Flosstube. It's Nichol. It is December 11th, 2022, and I am so happy that you are here with me again today. This is my series here on YouTube where I talk about all things stitching related, so cross-stitch, quilting. You're going to see maybe some other things today, but this is where I share that in kind of a weekly vlog-like setting. That is kind of what Flosstube is. Today I am going to share a finish, an FFO, fully finished object. If you watched my finishing video that I uploaded earlier this week, you have seen that. I have a finish. It's not fully finished yet. I also have a fully finished other type of project. It's not really quilting, it's not cross stitch, but it does involve fabric, and it has some quilting in it. I guess I'll leave it at that, and I'll share it with you here in a minute in the FFO section. I've worked on a couple of whips. I started something so new to me this week. I mean, it's new to me. It's not new to many of you, I'm sure. So we'll talk about that during the whip section. I also started my planning for this coming year for 2023, and I started working on my pages. I have a very good idea of the direction I'm going. I will have a video for you guys next week with my cross-stitch planner setup. Probably just cross-stitch only. Quilting is going to be very similar, but I will do a video for that one as well. I just don't think I'll get it all done this week. I would like to have some stitching time this week. And I do have a very fun day tomorrow with a couple of stitching friends where we're going to spend the whole day crafting. I think I'm going to work on felt projects, but who knows where I'll go from there. But I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to do a quick life update. This is going to be a pretty quick video today because the friend is almost in town, the friend that doesn't live here, and we're going out for dinner tonight, and so I want to get this filmed and then I can edit it later and whatever. She's staying with the first friend tonight, and then she's staying with me tomorrow night. So good news, everyone. My guest room is fully clean. First time in forever. You might remember early in the Flosstubes, I filmed some videos in my guest room, and it was clean, pretty clean behind me. And then I had to transition to someplace else because that room was a disaster. My friend and I were both talking, so I'm just going to put it out here because the friend who's staying watches Flosstube. Karen, it needed to be clean. I'm so glad you're staying with me because Ethan and I are like, the room is clean. It's so nice. So it was a great motivator to get my room clean, and I love it so much, and I'm very happy to kind of have that taken care of. That did take a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but not as long as what you think in your mind. Like you think it's going to be an all-day project. No, totally not. So that is one thing I did this week. As I mentioned, I made some gifts. I'm really hoping Karen doesn't watch this yet. Because I am going to share something I made, but I'm giving some little gifts. It's Christmas time. I love doing that, and I love making homemade things, and this is something I wanted to make for myself. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and put it together for my friends, and I will show you guys probably on Instagram, and maybe I'll even post them here or insert some photos next week. But I have most of them packaged up already, but I left a couple out so that I could show you guys, but I put a whole bunch of things together, and I'm really excited to give them to him tomorrow. So I'm excited about crafting all day and not working. So that's exciting. I went out to eat dinner with Brendan this week. We went to sushi, which I know I mentioned. We do that maybe once a month. He was so cute. He was like, hey mom, you know what we haven't done in a while? So we did that. Brendan also took some furniture that I had in the house. We're switching out a couple of things, and you know, he's young, has no money. He was like, let me see if that will fit in my apartment. And one thing is kind of like a media console, and then a couple of desks. And one of the desks it's two desks. He wants to use them in an L. He can't have both of them because Ethan's still using one of them for his computer gaming setup. But for Christmas, Ethan's getting a new desk, so he can have the other one then. But he came and got the desk, the entertainment unit. He ordered a wall mount for his TV, and I'm going to go help him hang his TV on the wall above it this week in his apartment. I'm the handy one. I always have been the handy one, even when I was married. So, but I've been teaching Brendan things, and because I know Brendan won't watch this, for Christmas, I got him his own drill bits, all of the stuff, and a tool bag. Because you know what? One year my dad asked me, well, my dad didn't ask me. Let's be real. Let me start this story over. My mom does all the Christmas shopping most of the time. One year she asked, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, Mom, what I really want is a drill. I want a drill. I want drill bits. I want all of the things. And so she told my dad, and my dad couldn't have been more happy that he could go buy the Christmas present. And I mean that. He was so excited. This year for Father's Day, one of the stamp sets I was working with around that time was this darling image of a girl with a tool belt. And so I made him a card, and in the card, I just told him how grateful I was that he had taught me so many things. So, I hang my own shelves. I mounted these shelves. I mounted them. I attached them to the wall so that they don't tip. I built all of these. I did make Ethan help me because I want my kids to be able to do those things. Peyton is a lost cause, I'm afraid. And her man, they call me to come do things. Maybe I should get them a drill as well for Christmas. I didn't, but because they're not interested, but Brendan is. I helped Brendan. He got blinds last year for his birthday. His apartment, the blinds were just terrible, and his cats are naughty, and they broke them because they were the cheap blinds. So his dad and I actually got him really good faux wood blinds because the cats can't break them. And for the rest of his gift was Ethan and I went and installed them. So, we did most of them. A couple of them got cut wrong. And so when those came, Brendan said, Mom, I really want to learn how to do this. Will you just tell me and I'll do it? And so he did. And that's why I thought I'd get him that for Christmas. Anyway, that's a really long story. Does not matter. The other thing that the boys did when they moved all that stuff yesterday to Brendan's apartment was I bought a new mini fridge for my basement. We have a built-in section. When we moved here and this house was a new build and I had them finish the basement, I had them put in a bar area because I just thought for resale purposes in the future, whatever. And it's been really nice because we have this little area, but we just had this like little freestanding fridge that would fit in that space, but it was too narrow and it freezes over all the time. It wasn't really ours. It was a hand-me-down. Anyway, I gave that to Brendan because he wanted an extra fridge in his apartment because his apartment just has a tiny fridge. Maybe that's how apartments are. Peyton has a full-size fridge, but anyhow, Brendan just wanted extra room to keep like water and soda and things in. And so I had actually purchased on Cyber Monday, I bought I want to say a built-in, but it's a little mini fridge that goes in built-ins. So it takes up the whole space. So nice. So the boys actually carried it downstairs for me, and I'm so happy. I installed the hardware, the handles on it today. We let it set for 24 hours, so I finally did plug it in. I got new furniture downstairs for like a table area, and so I built one of the chairs today. I'm still waiting on some hardware. It was missing some stuff. I cannot talk today. So but I feel like I've been handy. I've done a lot this week, but I've not done a lot of stitching. I have done a lot of crafty things, but I just haven't done tons and tons of stitching. And I'll get to that. So anyway, I think with that being said, let's go ahead and move into Flosstube so that I can get through this and go have dinner with my friends. The first thing I want to mention, and I mentioned it a little bit ago, I did share a tutorial this week for a fully finish, so definitely check. I have a link down below for that if you didn't catch it, just to show you how I finished a round. And I finished it on a wood ornament from Chantelle's 141 design. I also shared how I make a little finger bow in it. So hopefully it had a lot of things and maybe something that you're interested in. I have just a tiny bit of Q&A. So there are timestamps below. Anything that you're interested in, you can just kind of, skip around if you want to, if you're only interested in part of the things. And that makes it really easy for everyone. And I do link to everything I talk about that I can find a link for. So if there is a link for it, I will add it down below. Q&A. Leslie, how are you finishing your month-to-month pieces? I haven't actually completely finished one yet, but as I'm stitching, I really think it's probably going to be a pillow, because I think it's going to be a pillow that I make a pillow form for, and I can switch it out every month and store them flat. I think that's what I'm going to do. I will let you know for sure when I get to finishing those. I had several questions again on my ribbon storage box. I know I showed it in an earlier Flosstube. You may not have seen that, and that's totally fine. I meant to get one out and I didn't. But you know what? Let me grab one real quick. Okay, I'm back. I thought it would be easier to show you this way. So this is the ribbon storage box. I have mine by color. I have quite a few of these now. You can see this is the reds for Christmas. Here's the Stitching with the Housewives red gingham that I'm so partial to. But it's a ribbon storage box. It just opens like this. They're on a dowel inside here. And you can just pull what you need, cut it off. I love it. This is probably by far the best ribbon storage I've ever had. I have all of my ribbons stored like this. It's actually on a shelf in my closet because I don't use it that often. I have used it a lot here during the holidays, but not on a regular basis. When I'm finishing, I probably will use it more. So it's up on a shelf, but I have it like this where I can just see, because I couldn't be able to tell the color, but I have all of my boxes labeled. And I just pull the color down and I'm able to look, because I search by color in everything I do. I'm very color oriented. So that is the ribbon storage box, and I have a link to that in my Amazon shop. Also, my Amazon shop is in the down below. It's always linked down there if you want to search it and kind of find some of my favorite things. It's by category. So there's like quilting favorites, storage favorites, cross stitch favorites, and other things. What hot glue gun do I use? The link was not working, so I do have another link. Again, I did answer. I forgot to put who asked me that question, but I did answer it, and I'll add that again. Carrie says, how do you iron your stitched piece? Do you steam, a pressing cloth, temperature of iron, etc.? I do not use steam. I know some people do. You probably could. I don't want to tell you to do that. I have in the past. I generally don't use steam. I usually do have a hot iron though, and I do use a pressing cloth, and I will link the one I'm using below. So I put the pressing cloth on my wool mat because I press on a wool mat. I put the pressing cloth down. I put my stitched piece upside down with the pretty stitching towards the pressing cloth, and I iron the back of the stitched piece. And I can probably show that in a video sometime as well. Okay, that's it for questions this week. Let's go to FFOs. This is what I have a tutorial for on my channel. This is the Heart in Hand freebie that Cecilia Turner did for Fat Quarter Shop. I finished it on a round ornament. This was from the mystery ornament box from Chantelle's 141 design. This is the small one, so I don't think this is in her shop. The bigger one that I shared last week, the festive drink one with the Shannon Christine on it. But I finished it very similar. So I painted the board white. I distressed it with sanding. I put a clear coat on it. This is chalkboard white. I like mine distressy, so that's what I do there. I put some twine through here and threaded on some beads. These are listed in my Amazon shop as well. Then I finished the stitch in a round shape using the round sticky board from Fat Quarter Shop. 2 layers of batting underneath, and all of this is in the tutorial as well. And then I used some of Lori Holt's vintage red rickrack trim around the edge, just glue that to the edge. I hot glued all of this to the board, and then I finished with this bow. This ribbon is from Stitching with the Housewives, available at Fat Quarter Shop. But it turned out amazing. I love it. It's so cute. I hope you guys love it. I'm loving the ornaments this year. So that is the only FFO I have. Super cute, very easy, very traditional, I suppose. Okay, finish. This is actually another free chart. I had a wild hair one evening. I mean, completely. I had this chart printed out, and I think I've even shown it to you. I don't know how to say this. It's French. But there are several free charts, and this is one that I printed out. And I have to say that once I started stitching that, when I show it to you, you'll understand. When I started stitching it, I thought, I wish I would have stitched this on black, because I've really been liking stitching on black. I know, who am I? But when I added the red details, I love it because it's a little different. And so I'm really excited. So this is the free chart. I will link it down below. She has lots of free charts, and they're all beautiful. And I do think this would be very pretty on black. But I don't even know what colors I used. I'm sure I used whitewash. Yep, good story. This is a real good story. Also, I have no idea what the fabric is. Hold please again. I'm back. So a while back, I bought this. It's the Fiber on a Whim 18 count Aida in Ivy. And it's very variegated and mottled. Here is my stitch. And I don't know if it's going to translate that great on camera. Because it's 18 count, I did 1 over 1. I mean, it's Aida, so, but I only use 1 strand of floss. And you guys, I absolutely love it. The finish, it's going to be good. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. I'm really excited. I think it's really cute. I do think I'm going to do like a little pillow finish, and I'm going to make my own cording. I'm going to follow Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorial. I watched it a couple times. Probably going to have to watch it again. I've never made my own cording, but she makes it look easy. I have the stuff already, so. And I watched her updated one. I think there's another one somebody told me, but I watched the one that's pretty recent. So I'm very excited. I think I'm going to do red and white cording. Don't you think that's going to be cute around there? I love it. This took like one evening. It didn't take long at all. And that was kind of my introduction for my whips, and you'll see what I mean. Anyway, so that is that stitch. I will have it fully finished by next week. Oh, I should also show you my non-stitching FFOs before we move to whips, shouldn't I? I promised. I almost forgot. Okay. So I have wanted to make some fabric trees forever. There are no tutorials that I enjoy, so I made up my own. I watched several tutorials, and there was something about all of them that wasn't my jam. I didn't watch that many, actually. I watched a couple. They were kind of hard to find, and so I decided, you know what? I know what I want to do, and these are actually inspired by a gift I received probably 13, 14 years ago. I did not bring that in here either because I am not organized today. And I will try to remember to bring that next week. I will, when I edit this, I will make myself a note to bring that in next week and show you the gift that inspired these. But this is what I've made, and I love them. This fabric is like a old Sweetwater white snowflake on cream fabric that I quilted. And I did quilt it. I quilted it a 1/2 inch apart. For no bigger than these little suckers are, that was a lot. Now I quilted a big piece and then I used a triangle ruler to cut these. So let me tell you how I did them. I do love them a lot. These are spools, obviously. I think this one here is from Michael's and this is Hobby Lobby. This one is way more sturdy. And then dowel rods. So how I started my project, I took the spools and the dowel rods and I hot glued them together. And I was really careful with the hot glue. I did not want a huge hot glue mess everywhere. And then I took Tim Holtz spray stains and I just bought the 3-pack from Michael's because I didn't have these colors. I think it was antique white, vintage photo, and walnut stain, I think. And I stained all of them. So I actually have way more of these trees. I have tons of these. But I stained them and I let them sit for several days. It was an easy way to stain them. You can stain them with traditional stain as well, but I wanted them to be, I didn't want them to be natural. I wanted them to have some stain. So that is how I did that. Yes, this is like a little ornament wood slice, but I like it. It gives it more stability. It stood up just fine. But this tall, skinny one, just a note to anyone who wants to make their own, it gets top heavy when you add the tree, even though it's only stuffed with polyester fiberfill. It did not want to stand up. I was super ticked off because it stood up just fine until I added the tree. But I do like the little wood thing at the base. I think it's really cute. I didn't add them to I might add them to all of them. I had to order more because I only had a couple. And I gave those to my friends, so I haven't finished mine yet. These are a friend gift. Anyway, after I did that, I took some jute twine and I did a little dab of glue. I wrapped the twine around so that it looks like they're wrapped. And this was very much inspired by the gift I received like 12, 13, 14 years ago. I mean, it was a long time ago. It's still one of my very favorite things. I don't even know who gave it to me, you guys. I was part of a design team and we did it at an exchange. And I'm going to tell you, I don't even know what I gave. I have no idea. I just know I received that tree and it's beautiful. I wish I knew who it was from. I'm really sad. I'm going to show it next week. And if by chance you made it for me, could you let me know? Because it's still one of my most treasured decorations at the holidays. Okay, so after I did the twine, the jute around them, I took this fabric from, in here you can get a good look at, I stuffed it very, very firm. I took the fabric and it's the same on the front and the back. Oh, my favorite thing about them, I didn't do it on the small one because it's pretty small and it's a set. But I have these labels from Sweetwater and I stitched one on the back panel. Isn't it cute? I love it. I don't know why that totally is my favorite thing, but it is. Okay, I took a pretty good size piece of fabric. I would say you probably need I think it was a 1/2 yard. I did a 1/2 yard and then I used warm and white batting so it's pretty thin, which was great for this. I mean, I like it for my quilts too, but I know some people like thicker batting. But I took a scrap of that and I spray basted this fabric to one side of the batting and then I just did a cream for the backing and I spray basted that. I drew lines a 1/2 inch apart in a diagonal design and I quilted it. And I have to say that was the worst part of this whole project. I don't like quilting. And it was, when I do quilt, it's generally about 1 inch apart. 1/2 inch both ways took, well, forever. I say forever, it didn't take that long. But it's, I like it. I like the texture it adds to the tree. So that's why I figured this was part of Flosstube, because I did do some sewing. And once I did that, I took a triangle ruler. This is an 8.5 inch triangle. This is a 5.5 inch triangle. And I was able to get a lot of trees from that fabric. Then I took 1/2 of the big tree and I sewed a label on the back. and I took 1/2 of the big tree, and making sure I stayed away from that 1/4-inch border, I sewed these wood buttons on, and I've had these wood buttons for probably 14, 15 years. They are my mind's eye from 100 years ago, I swear. But I love them. I love the texture, and they were perfect for this project. So I used those buttons, I sewed those to the front, and then I put the 2 sides of my tree back to back. So the pretty side is on this, and it's going to end up with raw edges basically. And the more they get touched, the more they're going to fray, which is what I want. And I started like right about here, and I stitched all the way around, and I left about 1.5 inches opening. Then I went ahead and took some polyester fiber fill, and I shoved it to the very tippy top of the tree with the pokey tool. I don't even know what it's called. And I found, after doing a couple of these, don't fill the whole thing and then try to stick in your tree stem. So I did some polyester fiber fill up north towards the top, and then I put this in and I stuff around it. And I stuff very firm. I want this to be very, very firm, both. Now the little 5.5-inch tree, it does not need near as much. And then I just simply took hot glue and hot glued it shut. And then I made a little bow using my little method, glued that to the base, and that was it. Now on this one, I did use a felt die. I die cut the felt, and I stitched this to the front and before I stitched the 2 sides together. I love them. What do you guys think? They're really, really fun. I suppose I could do a tutorial if you guys want me to. Let me know, because I still need to make mine. I have a lot of it done, but I was thinking about making a set for Peyton because I think she would really like them. Anyway, that's my other fully finished project. Okay, we're going to move on to whips real quick. I'm going to show you, I did not give, so my focus piece is going to be my focus piece again this week. I'm kind of sad I didn't get very much done. This is, this is the Merry Christmas from Cherry Hill Stitchery. I got started on my snowman. So, you know, I did the ornament. Then I started working on this, and then I wanted to start another ornament, which is what I'm going to show you next. And so I didn't really get back to this because then I made trees. Lots and lots of trees. I quilted lots and lots of trees. But I really do love it. I think it's going to be so nice. Okay, so that's going to be my focus piece again this week. The only other whip I have is Baking Spirits Bright by Stitching with the Housewives. I said I would work on ornaments this week, an ornament, and I know I stitched one, but I really wanted to do this one. I really, really wanted to stitch it. Oh, I could tell you what I stitched on. Hold on, because I started my little thing. I'm using 36 count Black Swan by Fox and Rabbit with the called for Classic Colorworks. Yes, you heard right. 36 count linen. That's where everything went wrong. But I persevered. So here's what happened before I show it to you. I started stitching, and I started stitching at the bottom. Everything was going great. I was so excited. I finish the word bright, and I start working on the cute little gingerbread man and gingerbread house, and things aren't lining up. So I start looking at it, like really looking at it. I should have kept it, but I got so mad I threw it away. There was no saving it. There was no ripping it out. I would have had to rip the whole thing out, and I wasn't going to do that. I messed up. So I had too many spaces between the letters, and I was off. So nothing was going to line up right. There was no fixing it. I looked at it for a day and a half, and I thought, you know what? You're going to be mad the whole time. Just start over. So I did, and it's going much better. So here is my stitch so far. I'm stitching 1/2 because it is here. That's not going to work. There we go. 1/2. I did not iron it. So sorry. 36 count Black Swan by Fox and Rabbit. I do really like the fabric. I love the colors on it. I considered changing fabric when I decided to start over, and I even pulled several, and I thought, you know what? You want to do it on this fabric, try again. And as with most things, you may not be successful the first time. I'm okay with that. So while I'm behind, because I'd had all of this stitched, literally everything you see here, except for these two things, I had already stitched, but it was messed up. It will be done by next week though, so it's fine. It's totally fine. I love it. I think it's going to be very, very cute. And I am going to make it into an ornament, and stitching it on 36 count means it's going to be tiny. Isn't it darling? I'm so excited. Okay, so that is my other whip this week. Let me see where I'm at in my list of what we're talking about. I did not go to my P.O. box. I forgot yesterday morning. Well, actually, I was helping move stuff. I was supervising the boys moving stuff, and I missed before they shut. I think there's some stuff in my P.O. box, so I will do Happy Mail next week. Haul and pattern collecting, not a lot this week. I will tell you that I watch Instagrammer. I will pop her name up here because for some reason she has cute little dogs and a cat, and she quilts and cross stitches, and she was cross stitching this. She was doing the Christmas tree from this Prairie Schooler book. And so I signed up to be notified when it came back in stock. I think it's in stock a lot of places now, but I will link to it down below. I want to make these trees. Obviously, I got a thing for little stuffed trees, and now I know how to make them. So that was my purchase this week. I think I have some stuff from Fat Quarter Shop coming, but it's not here, so we will do that next week too. All right. Planning. Okay, I want to talk to you about planning. It's going to be very brief because I am going to have an entire video for you this week, as I mentioned earlier in this video. So I think I mentioned I have a planning channel. I have not done a lot with it for the last few months. I'm back. A video's going up here. Maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. I have it filmed. But I'm also going to use Happy Planner for my cross stitch and quilting, and that is my huge goal for 2023. There's probably other little things, but my goal is to plan and be organized because I need a record of things. I feel like I've been scattered the last few months. I love planning. I really do love planning. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to do it like I'm doing it. I'm going to share with you what I'm doing. I will share progress with you each, probably Flosstube, but I'll kind of keep an update of that to some extent, but most of that will be, I'll let you know if there's a new planning video that features cross stitch or quilting, so you can kind of see how I'm doing that. I did buy some soft covers for the classic size planner, and I'm switching these out to metal rings. The reason I think that I didn't want to do this kind of planning for so long, I've seen so many people talk about this lately too. It's so funny. Planning channel people, that they didn't like these rings until they realized the versatility of the system. Get yourself some metal rings. If you're using plastic, which almost all the planners come with it, invest in the metal rings. They do look better. These are not. These are plastic, so I will be sharing that when I do my full setup video. I'll show you that. They also have expanders. These are the regular size. They have mini ones. I'm going to use the expanders, which are going to keep the book bigger, but I want to keep it all together. And I did switch out this cover because I feel like it's a little bit more classic, but this is really pretty. I do want to show this to you guys. This is the 2023 sewing planner exclusive to Joann's. So if you go to the Happy Planner site and you can't find it, that's why. Joann.com, you can order it online. Some of the stores have it. My store had it, the whole kit and caboodle. They have this size, they have the big size, they have the filler paper, other things. I bought this in filler paper. And even though it's kind of sewing. To me, this is just going to be perfect for cross stitch and quilting. So it's very, very pretty. Just kind of a look. I want to show like some divider pages. It's pretty, and it's really classic. It's not super decorative. Like busy. Some of the pages I suppose are, but that's like a project little ender page. But I'm going to keep track of my weekly progress and things on that. Here, this, and there's filler paper that comes with this. It's kind of cool, but this is really busy. I just took some other filler paper from the Happy Planner and I'm making my own. You can handwrite it. And I think your lists and things, and I will talk you completely through this in the video. I'm going to show you what I've done so far. I have really thought long and hard because I started to do an organization for this months ago, and it just wasn't, it wasn't how I wanted it. And my planning is probably going to be different than other people's, and that's okay. I am going to show you guys just so you know what I'm doing, and so I can share in case it inspires somebody else, because it doesn't have to be like everybody else. Okay. I'm going to have some cross stitch and quilting sections. I will show you those dividers. I'm working on those. They're going to be stamped. I'm going to tell you straight up. And I will share all of that info with you. I figured I'm going to have a table of contents of whips per season or holiday. Christmas, there's so many. Halloween, I have so many. So they're going to get their own. I am doing a single page using a filler paper where I am actually typing. I got a typewriter because printing on these pages is hard for me. And I'm typing it. You can handwrite it. That's where I'm saying I'm extra. I know I'm extra. So this is my Christmas whips. I drew in boxes so I could check them off when I get them done. And I am literally just loading it in my typewriter and adding them as I can. So I just really added the recent things so far. It's front and back, so I can go ahead and continue my list on the back. There's nothing special about this. I didn't decorate it. It is like the table of contents. Okay, so that is like my ongoing whip list for Christmas. There's going to be one for Halloween. There's going to be one for fall. There's going to be one for spring, Americana, whatever. But I like the check. I like being able to check it off. Then I thought long and hard about how I wanted to do the filler paper pages per project. And I think it just makes sense to do one page per project. That's what's going to work for me. Sometimes I may decorate, sometimes I might not. So yes, this is completely decorated. I broke my project into 4 parts. This is the Stitching with the Housewives Baking Spirits Bright, the stitch I just showed you on 36 count. I put what fabric and floss I'm using down at the bottom. This little needle sticker is from one of the sewing sticker books from Happy Planner. All the rest of these stickers, with the exception of the little shelf, are from the washi tape shop. They're washi stickers. I highly recommend them. I do have a discount code. I will put it down below. I love these stickers. So, title of the stitch, broke it down into several sections, made a checkbox for the sections, and wrote and typed. You could write. I typed what I'm using. So that is one of them. This is the Cherry Hill Stitchery Merry Christmas. Again, washi tape shop stickers. Oh, and the little border washi is Doodlebug. If I can find the link for that, I'll add that as well. Some whiteout had to happen on this one. I made some typing errors, but that's okay. But I broke this one down into parts as well. I put the fabric I'm using, 32 count platinum Lugana. This is going to help me when I do Flosstube. I can flip to the page instead of having to have it or dig through the bag. Everything is here. I also put all of the colors of floss that I'm using because I didn't use any of the called for. So that is that one. And then I have not started stitching this yet, but I'm starting this week, and I made a page for it because these stickers were too cute. I bought all these stickers at the same time. I have had these for a while, but I made myself a little, big city, I guess. It looks more like a little city, but it works. I definitely went theme, but I put what it was. I also went ahead and typed out each month. You can see I used some little flag stickers to do each month. Down here I did the needle and thread sticker again, put what fabric, and I'm using all the called for floss. At least that's my plan so far. If I change my mind, all I can do, I can just cross it off and write in what I'm using. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I do like that it starts out looking so nice like this. And then I did cover up, because it's these hot cocoa mugs. I covered it up with one of these stickers from the washi tape shop. So this is what my planner pages are going to look like. I do think I will so the back of this, I will probably put another stitching with the Housewives little Dapper Doodad. I think that's is that what these are called? Yes, this size is Dapper Doodad. I will likely put that in here. Another one on the back of here. I may not do that for all of them, but for the Big City Christmas, I may use the back of this for notes and things because it's a bigger series. But that is my plan. And then the reason that they're going to be on one sheet like this for the most part is because when I'm done stitching, this can go out of the whip section into a finish section. And I will write the date that I finished it. Maybe I might put the date I start them going forward. I don't know. But the date I finish it. And then when I want to do maybe a finish parade or a Christmas parade, I can go to that section and go, oh yeah, here's the stitches I have, because the stitches are going to be FFO'd and put away somewhere. It'll allow me to be able to go pull them and maybe show them in a Flosstube video. Or, if someone has a question, what did you use? And I don't remember. Instead of going through videos, which is what I've done in the past, having to look for information, I can go to that section in my planner and go, this is what I used. So I think it's going to be amazing. The sticker thing, you don't have to do it. You can make it so much easier. I like pretty and cute. This was super fast. It's pretty and cute. So that is what I'm going to do. I will have a full video. I will have a tutorial. I'll show you setting it up from start to finish. If you're interested at all, kind of let me know in the comments. Maybe you started following me planning and you wondered where I fell off to, but I will be sharing more of that. It's my number one goal for this next year is to be organized because it will help in all aspects of my life. So that is my planning. Let's move on to this week's giveaway winners. I will tell you, I'm not going to do giveaways this week. I have a ton of outstanding giveaways. I know it's a busy time of the year. So because it's a busy time of the year, I'm actually going to give you to January 31st to go back and look at the videos. If you, said that you'd like to win a prize, please check to see if you are a winner, because if I don't hear from the winners by January 31st, I will pick new winners for the first Flosstube of the new year, okay? For anything outstanding, I'll pick new winners for. I'm going to mention everything that's outstanding. A lot of you did contact me and I mailed them out. Please know you have to contact me. I am not going to come looking for you. So if you won something and you saw it, the email is listed in the description. Please email me so I can get that mailed out, because I'd like to get those things out of my guest room, please. As I mentioned, I'm not going to do a giveaway today. I wasn't organized enough to get that set up since I have kind of a lot going on. I will have a giveaway for you next week. So, First, I'm going to talk about anything outstanding from last week. I'm not going to throw the graphic up like I do. I'm just going to mention them, and then I'll do this last week's Flosstube 25's giveaways. So from Flosstube 24, one of the Chantelle's 141 design boards is still unclaimed from Genia Klein. The Lori Holt Stitch Card Box, Linda Kogel. Lori Holt Book Stand, Christy Lucky, the rotating cutting mat, Patrice Dodd, the Denim Daisy project bag, Maria Leary, the So Scrappy Spools pattern, Kelly Horn. Kelly, I know I saw you mention in a comment that you said you won. You need to email me because I checked and I don't see an email from you. I will check again. And the Jolly Box is unclaimed. That's Kathleen Shortell or Shortle. And then Sandy Newman did not message me about the Shannon Christine old-fashioned chart, but she sent me a Christmas card this week, so it's going to be coming her way. So Sandy, if you saw that, can you just send me your address? Because I think I threw away your envelope. Last week, Flosstube 25 winners. So number 1 was the 18 count Aida rumpzafamily. If that is your comment, please email me at the email in the description below, and I will get your prize mailed out to you. Number 2 was the Prairie Schooler 2018 Santa, donated from Julia. Thank you so much. This goes to Ann Smith. The 2019 Prairie Schooler, Junglebarrya. And again, your comment is popped up on the screen. If that's your comment, please message me, email me. Number 4 was the 2020 Prairie Schooler. That goes to Marcy Farrell. Then number 5 was the Chantelle's 141 design ornaments. You're going to get a 2022 ornament and also this tag ornament, plus your choice of the red, green, white beads or the black, red, white beads that I use for finishing. I'll just throw some in as well as some twine to finish your boards. That goes to Donna Benoris. Number 6 was the Fat Quarter Shop Fall is in the Air Stitch Quarterly pattern, the pattern only. And thank you to Fat Quarter Shop for donating this. Noemi Barraza. If that is your comment, please email me. And then finally, the Lori Holt stitch stand that comes in this little bag, P Happy. If that is your comment, please email me. Congratulations to all of the winners. Let me know if you won one of the prizes so I can get those out in the mail to you here, hopefully before the holidays. And again, please check the last video. If you know one of those people, you might contact them and say, hey, you won something. So email me. Email Nichol. Okay, you guys, look for the planner video coming this week. Look for lots more stitching. I'm going to do lots more stitching this week. I'm super excited. Oh, I had a felt ornament tutorial on my blog this week too. I guess I didn't even bring that to show you. I will link it down below in case you like stitching felt ornaments. I'm going to have another one of those. Let me know if you would like to see a tree tutorial. If not, that's okay too. I just super loved making these and I was kind of excited with how cute they turned out. I really, really love them. I think they would be fun in lots of different fabrics. I just went very, very kind of natural, woodlandy, I guess, theme with the cream and brown and red. Anyway, let me know all of that good stuff. I hope everyone has had a wonderful weekend. I wish you all a fantastic week this coming week. I hope you get lots of stitching in. And until next time, have a great week. Bye, everyone.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.